Hey guys, and welcome back to Culture Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. I'm Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Pepe. And this week, we're talking about Invincible.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, a bit of context here. I've actually never seen Invincible before. I know everyone that has seen it said it's really good, Nathan included.
Yes.
So we've kind of like flipped the script on a few things that we usually do on this episode where Nathan's actually recommended me something for once.
Well, it's because I was recommended Invincible like when it came out, but I never had access to Prime Video.
Yeah.
And then recently got it, and we watched some stuff for Culture Boys on there, and then at some point it clicked. I was like, oh yeah, I could also just be using this to watch stuff that has been recommended to me all this time instead of just like the odd thing that we're like, we should do an episode.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like Invincible's always like been on my list, but it's never been one that I've like I've always prioritized other shows above it. So to actually give it a shot for this is actually it's a good way of getting away to watch the series.
Honestly, that's how we always do, the show lets us watch and catch up with things that we missed.
Yeah, exactly that. But before we discuss any more about Invincible, Nathan, do you want to give a rundown of what it is?
Yes, so Invincible, created by Robert Kirkman, produced by Skybound North, Wind Sun Sky Entertainment, Skybound Animation, Point Grey Pictures, and Amazon MGM Studios.
Bloody lot of things.
Aired March 25th.
March 25th! Let's go, baby!
You fucking...
March 25th!
I was expecting you to say something. You fucking... Anyway... March 25th, 2021 to present, 3 seasons, 25 episodes, and 1 special. Invincible is an adult animated superhero series that revolves around 17-year-old Mark Grayson, who's just like every other guy his age, except his father is the most powerful superhero on the planet, Omni-Man. But as Mark develops powers of his own, he discovers his father's legacy may not be as heroic as it seems. Thank you, Amazon Prime.
Nice. I like that they had to get in the adult animated superhero series, like right at the start as well, because I can imagine like kids would be like, oh, look at this. And it's like, yeah, adult animated. It's yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like it's fine for maybe 5-ish minutes. And then you're like, yeah, kids don't watch.
Yeah, no. I was wondering where you were going with that. It's fine for 5. I was like, he's gonna say 5-year-olds, freaking hell. No,
literally like probably the first 5 minutes, and then it's like, yeah, okay, no watch.
No, absolutely. It is very gory. As I always kind of knew it was going to be that way because I've seen the memes and stuff. I've seen like the series run
the Omni-Man meme, right?
Yeah, like the plain one where is like, look what they need to have a fraction of my power.
Yeah,
and it's the think mark. But they're both from the same episode as well, which is so jokes.
Yep.
It's only and that is like the final episode of series 1 as well.
Yeah,
like just a bit of context as well. I only started watching this week, but I think I'm 2 episodes from finishing series 2.
Okay.
So I haven't got to series 3 yet, and I haven't watched the special either.
Okay.
Have you seen the special?
No, I haven't seen the special, but I have watched all 3 seasons.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So anything for the end of season 2 and series 3. Like, you could drop hints or whatever, but like, just don't go too crazy on that.
Right. Well then, as your first time watching Invincible, how'd you find it?
So, it's gonna be one of those ones where, like, I was going in quite hesitant, to be honest, because after all the Marvel stuff that's gone down in the past few years, like the fact that, like, I'm kind of very much burnt out on superhero stuff.
Understandable.
It's the same way that like another Amazon Prime series, The Boys, I really enjoyed that when it came out and the first few seasons of it, but I haven't wanted to watch the latest season again because of that superhero burnout. Even though The Boys is a brilliant show, and obviously Invincible is as well, like my immediate thing to anything right now is superhero based. I'm like, okay, like, let's see how I go.
Fair, very fair.
So I went into episode 1. And I was like, okay, this show is okay. And I was like, it's an alright show. I can see the appeal in it. I'll keep watching and see how it goes. And I think it's only until the end of season 1 where I was like, okay, I'm really, really enjoying this now. I think it's because obviously, like, you get the setup, right? Of course, this is going to be spoilers for the end of season 1. So just an FYI there. So we get the setup that obviously Omni-Man is betrayed the what Guardians of the Globe, I think, is what the original team was.
Yes, the Guardians of the Globe.
So he's killed all them, and obviously that's set up right from the start.
Yep.
But then as the episode's gone, you know, like they're catching on. They just need the evidence to prove that he did it, like Cecil and all those sort of people.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's when it gets found out at the end, which I was like, oh, okay, this is really fucking interesting how this is going right now. And obviously it's like everyone trying to stop Omni-Man, also beating up with Mark as well. And then Atom Eve's there as well. And then they like, they do everything. They use these satellite beams to try and take Omni-Man down, all the fucking monster. Like, everything is kicking off, and it's like, oh, okay, this feels like a really good climax to a series or a season even. So as soon as I finished that, I was thinking to myself, like, I'll see how season 1 goes, and then I'll see like how I go from there, because like again at the start of season 1 I was like, this is good, but I don't know if I'll consistently watch it. And it's only up until that those last few episodes I was like, okay, no, I want to keep watching this. This isn't just me doing it for the episode anymore. This is me actually watching as I'm really invested in this.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know how you felt like when you first watched it. Like, because obviously, did you watch it when it was just season 1, or did you watch it when both seasons were out?
No, so I watched it like very recently myself.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like my first watch through was like a month and a half ago.
Oh, wow. Really recent then. Yeah.
When I recommended this to you, it's because I literally just finished watching season 1 and 2.
I see. Yeah.
I didn't know that Adam Eve special was a thing. So I watched season 1 and 2, and then season 3, I didn't even know was just around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I finished it, and season 3 basically was just coming out like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So I'm also super new to this.
Okay. Yeah.
But I completely agree. Season 1 is great because not only do you get that like Spider-Man element where Mark is like new to being a superhero, and there's established superheroes and stuff, but it's kind of different because Spider-Man has to like learn a lot of stuff by himself, whereas Mark has Omni-Man. But as the viewer, you're like, you shouldn't be trusting your dad, Mark. He's not a good man.
It's a good thing that, like, throughout the whole of season 1, you have that secret agenda that Nolan has. Like, you know that it's there, and obviously, from Mark's perspective, you're like, oh yeah, like he's sadly just trying to teach his son, but obviously, when you know what is actually going on, it's like, okay.
See, the thing is, like, even if I hadn't seen it, you know something's wrong because of the memes, like you said.
Yeah.
So because we've seen the memes, it's like, okay, his dad's on something. His dad's clearly doing something, but it's also kind of like, you know, the way sometimes he talks. Sometimes Nolan is like says something, and you're kind of like, that was odd.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why you had to say it like that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes he says something about, like, being a Viltrumite, or he puts a little bit of, like, melancholy emphasis on, like, having powers, and you're just kind of like, I don't quite understand what you're getting at here.
It also comes through in the voice acting as well, because
Bro, JK fucking kills it as Omni-Man, I tell you.
he's so good. It's like, that's one thing, when you see the voice cast of this, you're like, oh, these are actual actors, they're not like voice actors.
Bro, it's stacked.
Yeah, like you said, there's loads of like famous people in this.
Yeah.
And I looked, I was like, fucking hell. And you think, oh, like, how's that going to reflect in the voice acting? Because obviously, actors and voice actors, it could be like different kind of things going on there. Like, I don't know. I don't want to discredit either thing on taking on either role, you know what I mean? I don't want to be like, oh, you're a voice actor, you can't act, or you're an actor, you can't voice act. I don't want to be like separating those completely. But there's a little bit of influence in my mind. It was like, oh, if you're an actor, how is this going to reflect? Like, I know I've seen these people on screen, but how is it going to reflect in the voice actor? But honestly, all the cast is killer. It's so well done. And like you said, J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man is just like...
See, the thing is, like, it's good, right? And even up to where you've seen in season 2 is real good.
Yeah.
But Steven Yeun as Mark in season 3, the things that happen, you're like, God damn, dude is good.
Okay.
His voice acting, it goes up another level. You're just like,
Right.
fuck, man.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah. I'm interested to see how it goes.
I won't say any more than that, but like, yeah.
I'll say where I am right now in season 2, because I'm quite close to the end of it. So right now, it's a lot of Mark. He's come back from. Well, no, he came back from space for 2 months after finding out that his dad made a secret alien ant family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously they go back in space to take out the can't remember what they're called now, the Martian things. The what is it?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what they're called, but the fucking...
It begins with C, I think, I believe.
The face huggers.
Yeah. That's the best way. That's the best way to describe them right now.
Yeah, the face huggers. Yeah.
They've eliminated. They came back. It's all good. Obviously, Duplicate has died, and Rex is kind of just like, well, he's recovering at the moment. So I think it's in. When you look at the thumbnails of the episodes coming after, I've seen one of Rex with a bionic arm. So I'm like, oh, okay, so clearly he's gonna get something.
Okay.
So I've seen that. So
damn, fucking...
Obviously, it's not a spoiler, but it's like, oh, okay, that's okay.
No, but like, goddamn thumbnail spoilers, man.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's the like least offensive kind of spoiler, but it's a spoiler nonetheless. You know what I mean? You'd hope they'd choose something that's quite non-offensive like that, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. It's a spoiler in itself, but I will confirm to you that whilst it spoiled that detail to you about Rex, that is a very minor anything in the series as a whole.
Yeah, I kind of like would have thought so, like especially like if he's like you kind of expect it if he's lost an arm and he's recovering. I kind of expected he would have got a bionic arm anyway. It kind of makes sense for it.
Yeah,
but especially like the way that season 2 started as well. I've been really enjoying everything that's going down in it. I think I'm actually preferring it a lot more than season 1. However, I feel that's because it's gotten to the point of the story that I'm really finding interesting and they're developing from those points. So season 1 obviously was about the secrecy, and then like there's Mark trying to get his powers, and then obviously the very climactic ending of season 1.
Yeah.
But currently I'm really enjoying season 2. It's a good one. And obviously there's the stuff with Donald as well. I don't know how much that goes further, because obviously he's coming to terms with himself being basically a robot.
Yeah.
It's a cool little side storyline, and I'm interested to see how it develops a bit more.
It's so hard sitting here like, I know, and I could tell you, but I won't.
You know what it's like that. Yeah. This is like me when we did the JJ.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
You know, this is me in the Tokyo Ghoul episode. like you like, oh, I've got like a couple episodes left to watch of season the season 2. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna hear some bits, yeah, fair. In season 1, there's that established that the mob boss stuff, and I think it's Machine Head. You know, where they try like Mark teams up with the rock guy. I can't remember.
Titan, I think it's called.
I think it is Titan. Yeah, it's Titan. Yeah. So he makes alliance with Titan to take down Machine Head, but obviously Titan uses him to basically become the boss himself.
Take over.
Yeah, just take over. Even though it was like a weird like hierarchy kind of thing there. But Titan takes over from Machine Head, and obviously at the end of season 1 they show that briefly in that, like they do like a montage of where the characters are at like currently.
Yeah.
And you see them, and I was like, oh, does that mean they might come into it a bit later? Because obviously there's like, again, like when Cecil talks about this, it's like, oh, it's a very low key thing. This isn't like world saving stuff. This is small time crimes basically. So obviously they're going out in space. They're saving the Earth from like all sorts. Meanwhile, the Titan stuff, I'm wondering if that does come back into it at all, but I don't know. Like, obviously,
I don't know.
I don't expect you to tell me anything.
No, it does.
It does. Okay, cool.
It comes back, but not in any meaningful way until season 3.
Okay, yeah, fair.
But like, yeah, in season 2, it's nothing really.
Okay, I'm sure it will come through eventually. Like, as you said, like, I look for all the things that I'm trying to even remember what all the things were that they showed in that montage at the end of season 1, because they covered off so much in it, and it like, oh yeah, this story is continuing what it feels like, and I'm just curious to see where all of it goes. I can't remember half of them, but I feel like,
I mean, there's so many story threads, you know?
I mean, that's a good thing about it.
In some ways, it is amazing that, like, you can kind of easily keep up with every story, because there's a lot of characters, you know? Like, there's all the Guardian stuff, there's Mark and his little world of stuff, his family, his friends, Adam Eve has her own thing going on. Then sometimes you've got like space things, and then you've got like the villain things, and it's like there's a lot of threads sometimes,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just sort of don't see where the end is coming.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a something on the horizon. You just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But at no point had I ever felt like lost.
No, not at all. No, it all like comes in, it all like intertwines a little bit as well. Like there's certain crossovers here or there. Like it all builds up, and it's a really well written series. Definitely, 100%. Because even though, like I said, I wasn't too keen on the stuff that happened in the first series, it's all built up, and it does it in a done really well. Like just because I didn't vibe with it as much as I have done in stuff in season 2 or the end of season 1, it's still incredibly well written. Like especially combined with the voice cast. I mean, like animation kind of reminds me of my first impressions was Justice League vibes. Remember the Justice League cartoon that used to be back in it?
Yeah.
Part of it, like immediately when I was watching it, I was like, this kind of feels like that, or like the X-Men show, or something like the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
What was the cartoon where like they're in, like, because I imagine there's an original X-Men cartoon, and there was one that we watched when we were kids, like the newer one. I feel like it was like a spin-off.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think you're thinking of probably Evolution, the one where they're all like high school kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I think it feels very X-Men Evolution, like Justice League kind of vibe. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of took me back a little bit because I was like, oh, this feels like everyone that watched those cartoons as a kid. This feels like it caters to them a lot. Because even though like I watched those shows in and out, I wasn't a massive fan of them. I was like, this kind of has that nostalgic feeling of those shows. I don't know how you felt about it.
It really does. I'm pretty sure it's in season 2, and I'm pretty sure you would have seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see that episode where Mark has to leave Amber at Comic-Con, but he goes and meets his favorite comic book writer for Seance Dog?
I haven't seen that yet, no.
Oh, okay.
I saw the bit where Seance Dog turned up outside the fucking house.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, because that's the precursor to him going to space. But I'm just going to tell you, because it's not even a spoiler, it's just really funny, and it gets super meta. Marx goes to see the writer of Seance Dog, and he's like, oh man, I love Seance Dog, all that stuff. And he's like, when's the next season coming out? And the guy's like, gets super meta about animation.
Oh, really?
He's like, yeah, it's around the corner. We're working on it. Animation takes a bit of time and stuff. And then he's like, yeah, you ever notice how like sometimes there's like a wide shot and like everything he says they do it. And he's like, yeah, we do that to like cut corners, so like you can hear the voiceover, but you don't have to like see anything. So it's a little bit cheaper. Or sometimes have you noticed where like the character has like their mouth covered? It's so we don't have to do lip flap. And Mark's standing there like, but like covering his mouth like, I never thought about that before.
That's good.
And then he says something like, oh, have you noticed like sometimes the art style changes with a super close up? That's because the artist has a bit more time and a bit more budget to go in detail, and then the art style changes. Like everything is just really funny in that one section because it's super meta, but they do it all of it. And then it just ends with him like going, but yeah, man, thanks for watching. I'm glad you're a fan. And Mark's just like, oh, thanks, man.
Okay, no, I think that must be coming up in like the next couple of episodes then. I'm looking forward to this.
I think it must be.
Yeah.
It must be. But it was so fucking funny because it's just like this meta commentary on animation and every single thing happens. And it's the fact that you're like, bruh, that could happen at a Comic-Con. You're just talking to the creator and they're like, tell you how the sausage is made.
Yeah, it's realistic. It's weird, but yeah, just like going into like a lot of detail with it. Because like I was talking to one of my friends about it yesterday, and they were saying, oh yeah, like they take the piss out of the animation like quite a little bit, and I'm like, have they? I'm like halfway through series 2 and this hasn't happened at all. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense then. Okay, what you've just described makes absolute sense. Yeah.
Yeah, this series is also like they got some jokes in there sometimes,
It is. Oh, there's that meme as well. Again, I'm referring to this. I think it's episode 1 where Mark first gets his powers.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, how do I breathe in space?" It's like, that's the fun thing. You don't. And that's also a meme. I was like, oh yeah, that's the thing. I'll be like,
there are so many Nolan memes. I think because he just gives these like really golden lines because he's Alien Man.
It's so delivered direct as well. It's like a lot of it is like strangely direct, and like when Nolan on the man gets angry, like you fucking see in the animation, it's like Jesus, like it's like it is like top tier stuff. Like it's such a cool thing to witness as well. That's one thing about Nolan / Omni-Man. I remember watching the whole of the first season. I was like, if any of these characters are actually my favorite, I think Omni-Man is actually the one. Even though he's a murderer, he's trying to like hide so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's probably my favorite character. He's an asshole, but like,
but that's because like not only is it JK and JK kills it as Omni-Man, but I feel like it's because Omni-Man Omni-Man goes through like just the range of emotions, you know?
Yeah.
Like he'll go from one moment just calmly talking to Mark, and then all of a sudden you get another scene and he's just fucking pissed, killing the fucking Guardians.
Yeah.
And you're just like, bruh does everything. What the fuck?
I think it's like even like season 1 that's like, oh, we'll take you to Italy for this. He takes Deborah to like so they can go for like where they had their first like I don't know where they went for a date or something.
Yeah, Nolan, there's a dragon attacking. I'm on holiday.
Like-
Let Cecil earn his paycheck.
And it's like because like Nolan's like asking Deborah, do you trust me?
Yeah,
And he's like, Nolan, there's a dragon behind you. Deborah, do you trust me? If I say yes, will you deal with the dragon? Just say it. I trust you. I trust you. Okay, cool. Doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, cool.
yeah. It just starts chilling.
Yeah. It feels so dark. Obviously, that establishes like where Nolan's priorities are as well. Because it's like, yeah, this it is literally just a job to him at that point. But obviously, you see so much more that he just doesn't really care at all. It's like there's so many layers to it. Yeah,
Bruh, it's also like lines when you know when they try to get him to go to Mars,
yes,
and he's like, if I leave the planet, who's gonna keep it safe? And then Mark's like, I'll do it. And then fucking Nolan's like, no. Let them just go. Mark is saving the world. We don't need him for 4 astronauts.
Yeah.
He's like, that's too small for what Mark can do. And you're like, he's being a hero, dude.
Yeah. It's that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, like Nolan's priorities are like just like saving the world is like the lowest tier, especially in that first season when you're still getting to know him
Yeah.
and stuff. You have no idea of why he murdered the Guardians as well, because that's established so far. And you're like, why has he done it? Like, is there a reason why? You're trying to figure it out the whole time. And then meanwhile, you get these little drops of like, oh yeah, like so let Cecil earn his paycheck, or like let's it's 4 astronauts. You don't need that. And you get those through, and it's like, okay. It just builds the character around him, which is like it's good.
Well, it's funny because it's also like you like get drip fed these like little bits about where he's really from, and it's like, oh, Viltrum and the Viltrumites and the Empire, and you're like, okay, sounds not as good as you say it is, though. Because like you get it all through Mark's eyes. Obviously, Nolan wants Mark to join him because he's half Viltrumite, and their job is to rule everything. But it's like he's like, yeah, we're a planet of heroes, and we go around and we add people to our empire and we make it better for everybody. And it slowly unwinds, and you're like, no, you're just you know, dictatorship.
Yep.
These super powerful people come and rule your planet.
Yeah. It kind of feels a little bit saying at sometimes as well. That's like one thing I kind of felt like, especially with like in season 2 when those other 3 Viltrumites come down and start fucking up the ant planet. It's like
it's like you took the traits of the Saiyans and like gave it to Superman's people, the Kryptonians.
Yeah.
Imagine just all the Kryptonians were like, no, fuck off. Just we're the strongest. We'll take everything. It's ours now. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, that's it. It's so true, actually. Yeah, it's a good like mix. I feel like I don't know how old the comic is, and I don't even know if the comic's still going either.
I don't know either. I've never read the comics. I think it still is because there is still more to be told.
Okay, yeah.
But from what I've read, season 4 is going to be a wholly original story.
Really?
So it's not following the comics from season 4.
Okay, that's interesting. How do you feel about that? Because I know, like, obviously, we've seen series like Game of Thrones do it, and obviously a lot of people complained about those kind of things. And obviously, I mean, even Full Metal Alchemist did it, and that went down.
Yeah, I mean, the difference here is that Robert Kirkman is still involved. I don't know how heavily involved, but Robert Kirkman, the creator of the comic, is also executive producer and stuff. So like,
yeah, okay, so you have a bit more faith in it, yeah.
Yeah, not too concerned about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I didn't know that one piece of knowledge that it's gonna be an original story from season 4, I might have just gone in and been like, cool, Invincible season 4. I don't know any better.
In fairness, it's so true because if you're not reading the comics anyway, I think the only thing you'd think is, oh yeah, we're not getting the authentic stuff.
Makes no difference to you.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like, but like if you said like if Robert Kirkman's the executive producer on it, then I feel like you're gonna have at least you're gonna have a story which is either goes a separate way to the comics, but it's still written by Kirkman or still like overseen by Kirkman at least. And then like you just got two different branches at that point, which isn't always a bad thing. I mean, we've seen like Dragon Ball, for example, has like loads of different like timelines and stuff like that.
Who knows? It might also be like Attack on Titan season 3 is different than manga.
So true.
They rewrote it because they were like, oh, I could have done that better. And who knows? Maybe there's a story that they want to tell that they couldn't or didn't in the comic books.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, you know what? Now that it's been animated, I'm like, oh, this will be the perfect time, kind of thing.
It'd be a great thing for comic book fans as well, because like if it is an original story, like it gives you as a comic book fan an opportunity to be like, oh, okay, well, we're getting even more story from the creator, and it's gonna be different. It feels like a more incentive to tune in my opinion. I feel like it's
exactly.
It's just more of the stuff you love and told in a different way. So it feels like it should be a great thing. If it ain't your thing, then you go back to the comics and enjoy those. You know what I mean? There's different ways of.
I'd be interested to see where it goes because what I've seen as season 3, I'm like, I just need to know where this story's going, bruh.
Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy.
Out of like the 3 seasons that you've watched, like spoiler free anyway. Out of the 3, which has been your favorite?
I think season 3 has been my favorite.
Yeah.
Because the things that happen in it, the escalation is just like, fucking hell, man.
Yeah, okay.
It's good.
I'm still at that point where, like, I can imagine the escalation come from a bunch of different things right now. So I'm, like, curious at, like, how that's gonna come across. So I'm like...
There's a lot of players for you at the moment.
Yeah. So even saying the escalation is just, like, I don't know whereabouts that escalation is coming from. There's so many people it could come from right now, so...
You got any theories? Where do you think it's coming from?
Okay. So I have a theory, right? And it's solely based on obviously what Amazon Prime are doing now are pushing. They're pushing season 3, right? So even when I clicked on Invincible to watch it for the first time, it took me directly to season 3. So I'm getting the promo art for season 3 right now.
God damn it!
And in that promo art is Mark dressed as Invincible picking up Cecil and about to throw a punch at him by the looks of it. Now, I don't know what the situation would be for it to lead into that point. Obviously, we've seen at the start of season 2, there was like I can't remember the guy that has access to all different dimensions, and he did the experiment with the Moller twins.
Angstrom Levy.
Yeah. So we've got that going on, and he has the knowledge of that Mark Grayson that teamed up with Nolan. So it's like he's seen all these different kinds of these dimensions play out in this situation. So I'm curious, it could be, is that a different dimension thing, or does Mark turn on Cecil, which would be interesting because Cecil's, even though he has his own motives and he has a job to do, I kind of quite like him as a character as well. He's like, look, you just got a job to do. He's like, he plays the necessary villain. You know what I mean? Like he does things. It's always undercover. Like everything's kept a secret. Nothing's full truths. But I'm kind of like, I do kind of vibe with this guy, like as a leader. Some might think of him an asshole or whatever.
Yeah.
I quite like Cecil as a character. As someone that doesn't have any powers, I think he is he's doing what he can for the best of the earth, I guess.
Yeah, he's getting shit done, isn't it?
Necessary sacrifices or whatever that need to be done. And I can vibe with that. Like, he brought back Donald. So obviously don't know how Donald is like fucking having an existential crisis right now, but he means as well as he can, or at least he's just, like you said, he's got a job to do. So I feel like in terms of story though, what the escalation could be is, how do you say Angstrom?
Yeah, Angstrom.
He could be a key contender, I think. I don't think it will be, but obviously you've seen that the face crawler things, whatever you've said before.
Oh, yeah, the face huggers. I don't remember their names.
Yeah, obviously you've seen that there's still one left, and it's obviously attached itself to that astronaut, even though if it was all done with. So I doubt that's going to be the main storyline. It'd be weird if that was the main one. You got that as a thing. What else could it be? Feel like obviously you got the Immortal, I don't think he'll be a main contender for it, but I can kind of see. Again, it's hard to say without finishing season 2. I've only got 2 episodes left of it, so a lot of last I saw the Immortal was he's basically having a breakdown because Duplicate's dead.
Yeah.
When Alan came to Earth to be like, "Hey, is Mark here?" and then Immortal just went, "Who the fuck are you? Your friends with Nolan? I'm fucking kicking your ass. I'm gonna kill you." And Alan's like, "Whoa, what the fuck, bro?" Alan's also like weirdly one of my. He hasn't appeared much as of yet, but like he's made like these little appearances, and he's just a chill guy.
I feel like Alan's my favorite character.
Yeah,
just because he's like so weirdly chill about everything.
I think that's it. He's just so lax, and and I was thinking like, again, this is another thing because I've been playing like Fortnite a little bit here and there, right? Like just like picking up, like just having a few games here or there. Nothing too mad. I'm not a Fortnite, but like obviously they do a bunch of, and they had an Invincible pack recently as well.
Yeah,
and one of the characters in it was Alan, and I was like, oh, that's quite a big character to include in this. And I realized at some point, like after the Viltrumites absolutely ripped him to shreds. I was like, oh, that's Alan dead then. And I was like, but like as a Fortnite character skin or whatever, are they really going to choose Alan, who made like 3 appearances in the series and fucking died, and then eventually came back to life anyway? So I feel like he has more room as a character, which is nice. I'd like to see that he's still alive because he was a cool character. Also got Duplicate as a skin as well, and she's dead. I assume. I don't know. Sometimes I look at this series and I'm like, wait, this character's dead. And it's like, are they really dead though? It's harder to tell. It feels like some characters' deaths are like, yep, cool, they're gone. Like, over, nothing more. And then I think like Rex got shot in the head and fucking just got back up and started beating the shit out of the King Lizard guy. So like in certain things I'm like, oh, this guy's dead. It's like, oh, he's not dead. So it's a lot of stuff that's kind of like, I
mean, comic books, right?
Yeah, I've like has read very, very, very minimal comic books. Only like a manga really is my main thing. Like, I don't know the lore of comic books. I know there's multiverses and shit, but that's it.
But I mean, comic books basically is like, unless you see it on screen, like on the page, it's confirmed. Like heavily confirmed. Never believe it. They'll probably come back.
Okay, yeah.
And even then, they could still come back because comics.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even though Duplicate's dead, like I feel like she should be dead and she ain't coming back. But I'm also like, is she gonna come back? Is there like some sort of shit that's gonna go down? Like,
yeah, they gather the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, yeah, because like she looked pretty fucking dead. They had a whole funeral for her, and like once the character has a funeral, I feel like even the Guardians all had funerals. But then, look at Immortal came back to life. They fucking resurrected him.
Yeah, I was about to say when you were like they had funerals for everyone. I'm like, yeah, but Immortal came back.
Yeah, like that's awesome. So I'm kind of just like, okay, cool. I'll just wait and see.
No, it's for the best. Like, wait and see. But interesting.
That's my theories anyway. I think I covered a lot of like what could happen. Obviously, we still got Nolan locked up in the fucking space prison right now.
Yep.
But that feels long-term story. I don't know how it'd feature into season 3 as much, but again, he could free himself. He might be biding his time. We're seeing that he's having an emotional crisis as well, considering like he left Earth at a point where he was like, "Yo, fuck it, I'm just going. I can't deal with these emotions right now."
Yeah.
Like he was ready to take Earth, and he was like, "Yeah, like whatever." And he went to I'm just calling it the ant planet because that's what I just see as fucking ant planet.
I mean, it's better than what I was just gonna say, bug planet.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember what any of them are called.
I was gonna call it anthrax, but I don't think that's the name of them.
I don't think so.
All I think of anthrax is that Simpsons episode of Spelling Bee. Spell anthrax.
But like, yeah, all I remember of all of that is the pretense of like, oh, you've got to come, Mark Invincible, because the meteorite's going to take out millions of people. And then they get there and it's like, so where's these meteorites? The what? Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. I have dementia because our lifespans are much shorter than yours.
What an explanation.
I know, right?
That must be the dementia. Like, wait, what?
Nah. But you have to admit, like, that's some quick thinking, though. You know, just like split second, be like, oh, yep, got dementia because I'd lived shorter life. Don't question it.
Something you can say as an ant, but you can't say in real life. Imagine one of us. Yeah, that's the dementia talk. Everyone's like, "You okay? Wait, what?"
Well, especially if you try to add like that second part, like, oh yeah, it's the dementia because I live a shorter life than you.
Oh man. Well, I mean, like, it was also that it's like when you say about the comedy moments, it's when that Martian comes back from space and is actually just pretending to
The
be
Shapesmith.
the Shapesmith. It's me, human man, just wanting to do some exercise. I like on the spot, and then gets on the treadmill and just starts jogging on the spot in it, and it was like, uh.
Or like when they're in the meeting and he's in the meeting with NASA and he's in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, please don't kill me. I have 3 hearts, but please don't shoot me in all of them.
It's a great comedy that came through in that moment. That was really good.
Shapesmith is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like when his landlady comes, she's like, hey, so about the rent. He's there, like gremlin style, hunched over this like frozen pizza. He's literally just pulled out of the packet.
Yeah, just like munching it.
He's like, what can I help you with? And just takes a bite out of it. But he's also like in a robe and just like staring at this woman, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
I was trying to work out what the fuck that was, because like I was looking at it, I was like, is that like, because now that you said it's a pizza, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a pizza, it makes sense. But like, I was like, it looks like it's come out of like a cupcake thing, like it's like like he's just put some random shit and like just munching on it. Like, is it like fiber or something?
Well, because it's a big old tray, but it's like,
yeah.
I think it's because it's like a share size one that he's just like, I like these things, this human pizza.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a great comedy coming through there as well. But no, it's overall I'm quite enjoying the series. Looking forward to watching more. I'll probably watch more after this, to be honest. Like
oh man, that's good.
I'm glad that one, I stuck with it until the end of season 1. Like, because I think I wanted to watch the first season anyway and then judge it from there. But I have really enjoyed it, and I'm going to continue watching it. It is really good. And yeah, no, honestly, yeah, I don't know what else I can say in terms of like I'd recommend it 100%. Like it's a great show to recommend. I think
honestly it is. It's quite refreshing because I mean we barely even touched on it, but you do get a lot of, I don't know, they kind of touch on things that like some other comics and other heroes like experience, but I feel like Mark is always really fighting with the like duality of being a hero.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And the people around him are always dealing with knowing heroes as well, like,
yeah.
And that's another thing that like sometimes you do get in some comic stories, but like I feel like right now in this series that's like kind of the main focus is like the growing pains of Mark coming to terms with being a hero and having powers, but trying to balance his life in a way where he can still kind of be normal, but he's not. And then all the like non-powered people are like just trying to exist and try to be in his life and try to help him, but he's carrying the weight of the world because obviously he is the strongest person now.
It is like it's cool to see all those relationships, just like even outside all the fight and stuff, and like, oh, the world's in danger. It's good to see like how just being a superhero is affecting your own personal relationships as well. Like the whole stuff with Mark and Amber is like, it's really interesting because obviously like in the first series where they go to college for that first time, and then Will meets Rick, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like friends and stuff, and then obviously Amber just freaks out at Mark. It's like, you left us, you like you just ran away and like tried to get help, but we were all just stuck here, and you just ran away. And he's like, no, like obviously he transformed to Invincible to save everyone there in that moment. But then obviously as you see Mark and Amber's relationship grow at where I am right now, and obviously their relationship is quite on the rock. Both of them are having doubts about whether to stay in the relationship. That's where I am at right now. And it's like, it's just interesting to see all that. And obviously you got Nolan's kid in there as well, Oliver.
Yep.
All the Ant Filtrum hybrid thing. So
well, it's funny that he's purple because all the bugs were blue.
I guess because maybe it's like diluted, I guess, because obviously skin tone.
I mean, I guess, but like does that shade of blue, if you take away some of a human skin tone, does that become purple? I don't know.
Maybe it's more of an indigo. Indigo feels more.
I would have said more lilac.
Do you think? I think lilac's a little bit like lighter. I think we're not here to discuss the color.
What, Oliver? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think other. Anyway.
Yeah. Regardless, you got a lot of that stuff going on as well. So it's like there's all these like smaller relationship things going on. It's quite interesting to see how it all goes. But no, I'm looking forward to like probably getting through to series 3 later on today, to be honest.
Oh man, that's awesome. Especially because now it means that Pepe and I have broken the seal and we
Yeah.
can continue to discuss Invincible because, like always, we don't talk about these things until we do this.
Yeah, is that it? Because obviously,
because we don't want spoilers.
yeah. Also, just a question for you, I guess. Like, after watching series 3, is there a non-spoilery way of like saying how you felt about it? Like, obviously, you said it's your favorite, but like, is there in few words, I guess, without spoilers?
So in season 3, the escalation and the payoff for many things that have happened is pretty good. There's a lot of new developments that I think are quite interesting. And if you're already in season 2, or if you're close to where Pepe is, then I would just say go for it.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed, I don't think.
Okay. One last thing, because obviously I feel like every season has its like the GOAT, the MVP. Season 3, in your opinion, who is the MVP of season 3? And it's absolutely fine to say if there's a spoiler there as well, because I'm like, if it's just the name, I'm like, okay.
Okay. The MVP of season 3, I would say probably Adam Eve.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Right, I'll make note of that. You think you'll go and watch the special as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was meant to go and watch it. I just completely forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more Invincible, isn't it? And especially now that I've watched all of season 3, I'm like, well, I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I've got to wait for season 4, so
Yeah, that's it.
might as well, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, even then, season 3 just came out, really, and so you probably waiting like another year or two at least.
Yeah.
For season 4.
Yep.
So it might even be longer if it's going for original story.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start wrapping this episode up. Is there anything else you want to say, Nathan, before we end this?
No, honestly, I can't think of anything.
I think we've covered off quite a fair bit, and honestly, like as a new fan coming into the whole thing, I've really enjoyed the experience, and I'm looking forward to watching more. And of course, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments of what you think about Invincible. Have you watched the series, read the comics? Let us know. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button for future Culture Boys videos. Click the links in our description. We have our podcast platforms there as well. And we'll see you guys next time for another Culture Boys episode. Bye bye.
Bye.